This is a Tacklife jump starter. This you will have to charge it up, and then you can jump your car with it if your battery is down and won't start. You can even charge your phone and your tablet with this. Now, whether you can run a laptop on it when you're on the road or not, I'm not sure yet. This was purchased from Amazon. We're gonna do the unboxing of this and then go through the specs or any paperwork that's in the box to see what it actually does. Peel this back. I don't generally like to cut these. I like to peel them back, and so if I have to reship it, I can just, if I have to send it back for whatever reason, which is not important, it's just my little way of doing things. I like things to go as original as possible. This mask is messing me up, but anyway, this is the box. It's a nice package, colorful. When I say colorful, I'm talking about, I guess this is orange and black. And speaking more on the orange side, that's being colorful. Black is colorful, but here we go. I'll move in the sunlight so we can get a better shot of this. Sorry, we're outside. The shop is occupied right now. And sorry about the traffic noise. On this side, you have the actual unit. Over here, in this nice zipped up net type material bag pocket, we have the cable itself. Pull this out of here. Of course, your negative and your positive for going on your battery. A little label here, I'm assuming, to tell you how to use it. And over here, I'm not quite sure what this is. Okay, I'm sure probably these lights will give you a readout. That's what I'm thinking. These lights will give you a readout. This, I'm not sure what that is yet. Might be for plugging in. Oh, of course. What's wrong with me? This is you got USB port. Over here it's a USB regular mini USB and USB. On this end, this end will be, this here will be what you would plug into your phone, but if you have a USB-C, you will have to put that adapter on here, or something for your iPhone, an adapter for your iPhone. All right. Over here is the charging unit that you use to charge the device up, the battery pack. And let's go over here now. Here we go. I'm gonna pull this out. Again, the color scheme is orange and black. Pretty. Oh, look at that. They even have a compressor on here. And looks like a flashlight on this end. And here are some specs on the back. Model T8. The capacity is 1800 milliamp hour and 66.6 watt hour. Starting current is 500 milliamps. 500 amps in 3 seconds. I'm assuming that 500 amps will last. If you keep cranking for 3 seconds, it will be good for 500 amps, or 300 amps for 5 seconds. Your peak current is 800 amps. Input voltage is 15 volt, 1 amp, meaning I guess when you're charging, you should charge it at 15 volts at 1 amp. If you overcharge it, you might mess this thing up. The output, once it's fully charged, you're looking at 5 volts, 9 volts, and 5 volts. For the 5 volts, you're getting 21 amps, and for 12 volts, 10 amps. Basically, this would be like a supercharged battery. So when you're disposing of it, the same rules follow. I'm not sure whether this lithium or what battery, but do not dispose of it in your trash can. Take it to the proper disposal area. All right, on the front, this light that I spoke of earlier, it's a flashlight. This can be used as a regular flasher with white light, or it will flash a red light. Okay, in case you're in emergencies. In case you have an emergency and you stop beside the road, you can stick this maybe in your back window or front window, whichever way you want, and turn the light on so it will blink. Because you won't be able to use you will not be able to use your flasher on the car because obviously you have a battery problem. So you'll get that from here. Okay, now on this side here now, this is right here is where you will actually plug in this unit. Will be plugged in right here. I'm assuming it'll go in this way. Let's see if there's one way. Okay, there's only one way to plug it in. All right, because you have a division here, and there's a little split right there between the two terminals. You can only plug it in one way. All right. It's a good tight fit, and you have to have good fit when you're dealing with electricity, else you will generate heat in that area and cause problems. So the fact that it has a real nice tight fit, I like it. Now the only thing I don't like about this is this bottom part of here is resting on this little door that opens that. I feel it should be on this side. That will give you more clearance. All right, with it pressing on here, I'm concerned that it might cause some problem later on as it get older and break this off. Okay, now moving down the side, you have your on-off button for turning the unit on. And over here, look like another on-off switch. I think that's for activating these ports here for your USB cable. Now you have two on here. You have an output of 5 volts or 9 volts, and then you have 5 volts at 2 amps. So I'm assuming this here you will be using for charging maybe your phone or something like that. All right. Then moving down here, you have another output which will I'm not sure. Well, I'll have to look at the specs or the paperwork and see what you can plug in here. But that's a different type of plug there. And over here is where you plug in to charge your unit with this cable right here. All right. Okay, in the bottom of the case, which I feel should have been on the top, because you need to see the manual first before you start pulling things out, so you can read the manual first. These were in the bottom of the case. This here is simply your label for details when you're returning it. All right, and over here is your little manual. Of course, English in front, the English, Dutch, French, Spanish, Italiano. And this here, of course, it lists your different functions of these buttons here. And over on this side, you have your different cables. You have your wall plug for charging from the house. You have if you're charging this unit here while you're driving, you use this cable. And of course, this is your jumper cable here. And over here, the other cable that we show you, the USB and mini USB, is for charging your phone and any device that will fit. And the other cable that has, let me find that. I think this is it here. Okay. With the, you can use for charging other devices. Okay, usually these things, which is really a battery pack, comes with some charge on it, but it's good to follow the instruction and charge it for however long they say to charge it. I'm sure the indicator light will let you know when it's fully charged. Now you have your battery readouts here, your power readouts here when it's on. All right, this is a little window you'll see that in. Now I'm going to use this on switch to turn this on. And right now, after charging it, we have 100% charge. And as the charge drains down, this, of course, the percentage is going to drop. Okay, to work your flashlights, you have to have your power button on. You press and hold. Light comes on, you tap it, blinks, slower blink. You press and hold the red light. Your regular flashlight goes off, then you press it again, and your light will start blinking red. You tap it again, and it goes out. After all of that, we're still showing 100%, which is good. Now we should go and jump a car. Okay, this car has power in it. The battery is good. So when we hook it up, the green light is on here. All right, we're not gonna jump it because obviously we don't need to. But because this battery is good, the green light shows up right away. Okay, what I like to do when I disconnect the cables, right, I don't try to make sure they don't come in contact with each other, especially while the unit is still on. Even if you have a regular charger and you're charging your car, keep the cables separate at all times. On my shop charger, I know some people will take these here and clamp them on to the handle for the charger. I never do that because I don't want somebody else to come turn the charger on, right? Plug it in and the charger is left on. And these two are connected to the metal handles and you get a short of the charger. So I keep them separate. And I do that the same here. I hold one, I let the other hang, and I disconnect them. Even when I'm jumping a car with regular jumper cables, I keep them separate at all times. Okay, over here, this car, this is a Nissan, I believe it's a 1998 Maximum. It's been sitting for quite a while, and the battery is completely dead. Just turned the key and got absolutely nothing, not any lights. That horn was not from this car. As you can see, I'm standing right here. Somebody else is working on a car in the back of the shop. So we have hooked this up here. Now I'm going to turn it on and see what we get. Okay, there's another thing I don't like. You have to, it's easier to turn this on first before you plug this in because this switch is right under that little rubber door flap. That makes it difficult, not difficult, but it's inconvenient to turn it on. So I would suggest you turn it on first and then plug this in and then hook it up. All right, now we're at 100%. Let's see what we got. That light just went off. Okay, the unit is off, the battery is completely dead as I tested before, so let's hit the boost button. Green light came on. Works perfectly. Like I said, this battery was completely dead. turned the key and nothing lit up on the dashboard. So first crank, the baby started up. This is not mine, but I'm definitely going to buy one like this. I don't know if you could hear the tap in the engine. That should tell you how long this car been sitting, because it took time for the oil to pump through and get up to the lifter. And that's what that little tapping rattle in the engine was. Okay, now on this you have two other lights. All right. This is the boost button. One light will show you the green light would let you know whether you have some charge in there or not, which I think now you have a little charge. And this other light, if you have, this one right here, if you have the cable hooked up wrong, then that will indicate to you. This is telling you that the cable is hooked up correctly. This over here, if that lights up, then you have the cable on the wrong terminal. So let's turn this boy off. Over here we have a 2001 Nissan Maxima. Nissan Altima. That's, we're gonna send this to the scrapyard. And of course this is not the correct battery for it, but it doesn't matter, it's been starting and running on this battery. One thing, let me point out to you. Normally, your terminals are always marked on the battery, somewhere about here or here on the side, near the post. Right here is a positive, a plus. Over here will be a negative. But if you happen not to know or be able to see it, these posts are different sizes, right? The negative is always smaller, but it's slightly smaller than the positive. So if you just loosen this and don't loosen it all the way and expand it, if you take this off of here and try to put it on here, it won't fit. If you just barely loosen the nut so you can wiggle this off and you try to put it on this side, it will not fit. So remember, the negative post is always smaller than the positive one, so you don't get messed up and thrown off. Because right here is not marked red and black. And if you have another concern, not being able to figure out which wire this is, if you follow follow one of the wires, the negative wire will always go down to the engine block somewhere and screw and ground onto the block. I don't think I've ever noticed it grounding onto the car itself, even though the car, the block, and all those things are grounded together somewhere, you know. So the whole car is your negative, right? And the positive will usually go to something on this car. You see it's connected to the fuse box here, and that one wire from the positive will always go down to the starter. I've never seen them go anywhere else. One wire will always go to the starter from the battery, okay? Some cars may have the battery in the trunk or under the seat or under the hood somewhere. On cars that are made like that, usually I see that on BMWs and cars like that. You have a place under the hood where you can connect to jump, because they're not going to send you under the back, under the seat or in the trunk to jump a car. So they will have hook up under the hood for you to jump your car underneath that. All right. Now, when you disconnecting your battery, it is said that you always disconnect the negative first and then the positive. In reverse to that, when you're reconnecting your battery, you just do the reverse. Connect your positive first and then your negative. All right. I have not found it to be a problem. I've been doing this thing for a lot of years, and I've not found that to be a problem. But to be on the safe side with all the electronics in cars today, you want to try and do that. All right. One of the reasons could be accidentally shorting the car, causing a short somewhere if you disconnect the positive first, and then maybe a screwdriver hit the positive while you're doing things and it touches anywhere of the car that's metal, then you have a spark. That's one reason I can think of. All right, so let's try this car. Okay, on this one, I don't think it will make a difference because it's difficult to reach under here once this flap is open like this to plug the cable in. Now I can't reach this switch. So I'm gonna turn it on. I hook this up first, turn the switch on first, and then, all right, on first, open up the flap, and then I'm gonna plug this in. Didn't seem to make any difference. We are now down to 86, no, I'm sorry, that's upside down. So it's 98% of charge. Flip this over this way, you can see that it's 98% charge. All right, as I said, this car been sitting for a while. We're gonna take it to the junkyard. Turn the ignition on. As you can see, nothing at all. Do it a couple of times, absolutely nothing. Okay. Okay. Is this on? All right, this is still on. When you turn it on and guess what, you walk away and it be on for a while, this light will go out, so you have to come back and hit this button again to start it up. And once I've done that, I can hit the boost over here. Boost is on, so let me try and see if it will start. Stand over because this is a stick shift. Stand to the side. Okay, I'm in the car. All your lights are on now. Whoa. Noisy, isn't it? It will quiet down in a second. There you go. Quieting down. Now this car, I left it on the street one night on a weekend. When I came back that Monday, the car had been hit and moved almost a whole car length. So this is a junkyard dog now. Do yourself a favor. Whenever you're working on a stick shift car or driving a stick shift car, never allow anybody to stand in front or behind the car just in case something goes wrong. All right? You don't want this car running into anybody. I've had occasions where people turn the key before they put the safety on some of these cars where you had to press the clutch down before starting it, and the car jumped forward and hit somebody or run into a wall or something. I've seen that happen. And that's why I guess over the years they came in with this situation where you have to press the clutch down first before you start the car. If you didn't press the clutch down, the key will not turn, the engine will not crank. So just make sure, because anything can go wrong, just make sure you're safe. Do not stand in front or behind the car. When you hook this up to the car and you hit the boost button to jump the car, if you don't turn the key right away, you walk away, say for maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds, you'll find that you have to hit the boost button again, because this will shut itself down so you don't keep drawing current out of it. Then you have to hit the boost button and get in the car and turn the key.